It's just hatred towards this young lady. Only thing she's doing, like you said, is out here. She's playing the game of basketball, and she's having fun doing it, and the media has put her on this pedestal.
For too long, the WNBA has been unfairly mocked by the sporting world. However, a turning point might be happening sooner than we expected, driven by a single force that could change everything. And that force? It might just be a 6-foot guard with a killer crossover and a fearless spirit. Caitlin Clark.
The rhythm dribble. You can stop Johnson on the other end. Well, you better be careful. There might be another one coming right here.
This young baller doesn't just have star potential. She's got superstar written all over her game. And here's the crazy part. She has the chance to become more than just a WNBA superstar. She could be the one to completely transform the league. Think about Michael Jordan. The NBA was already good, but MJ came along, dominated, and made it global. It's early days for Clark, but imagine if she's the WNBA's MJ. The league's been searching for that player, their Babe Ruth, their Michael Jordan, someone with insane talent and marketability who can take things to the next level. And guess what? Even the haters, because yeah, there will always be haters, are starting to see it. Clark's the real deal.
Assists per game, best assist to turnover ratio in her career last season. Clark gets away with a little push, fall away, buries it. And a little reaction for the crowd.
She's really good and savvy with the basketball in her hands and going.
This is just the beginning, folks. We're witnessing the rise of something special for both Clark and the WNBA. But hold on, it won't be a cakewalk. Being a superstar requires a ridiculous work ethic and skills that leave you speechless. No doubt about that. But the real challenge? The stuff outside the game. The hate, the jealousy, even when you do everything right. That's the hidden clause in the greatness contract. That's exactly why everyone's convinced Clark is the one. Not just because of her mind-blowing stats and early success. It's the way she handles the pressure. The things she's already faced in her young career are off the charts. She's dealing with it all head on, and that's the mark of a true future superstar. People are gonna hate, people are gonna be jealous. But Clark, she's built for this. I mean, just take a look at what happened recently in the game between Fever and Minnesota Lynx.
Get it home. Clark bringing the ball up. Has been terrific so far in the month of July.
The only person shooting better from the three by being your microwave type of scorer. If she sees that ball going in.
Caitlin, long range.
Guarded things that
Clark being hounded by Caitlin. McBride, step back three at the buzzer.
That was an example of her strength and ability to score in the mid-range.
Lexi Hull just picked up the foul for Indiana. Caitlin step back.
Clark had a bit of a slow start though, not gonna lie. The first 3 quarters weren't her best, but then clutch time Caitlin showed up in the 4th. Racked up 17 points, with 10 of those coming in the final minutes, and they ended up winning that game 81-74. Talk about stepping up when it matters. On top of that, she dished out 6 assists, grabbed 3 rebounds, and even snagged 2 steals. Well, kinda. Here's the thing, one of those steals might have actually been a block. There's this crazy play in the 4th, where Clark basically swallows up a shot from Courtney Williams, then takes it coast to coast. Super impressive. But the WNBA counted it as a steal. Fans went wild online, calling out the league for this little stat sheet mishap. And that's not the only questionable call Clark's faced recently. Look, I get that refs make mistakes, that's basketball, but some of these calls feel personal. Now, I'm not saying the refs are actively trying to sabotage her, but some of these calls are just baffling. It's almost like they're mad she's turning things around after a rough first 3 quarters. Here's the thing. Caitlin Clark is a baller, and you don't stop a baller by throwing questionable flags. If anything, it just fuels her fire, and that's what I love about Caitlin.
Defend and stop other teams from scoring.
Well, last year Indiana was 10th in pace. Christy Sides telling us Clark.
Some shots.
45 blocks last year. Clark for 3.
Anytime this girl gets hammered on out there, we're talking questionable calls, tough fouls. Doesn't really even matter what it is. You never see her whining about it or coming to X to post about it, and that's impressive. But what's even more impressive, after she gets drilled, she gets back on the court and lets her game do the talking. And anytime she does that, those plays will want to make you jump out of your seat and cheer. Now, this whole love or hate thing with Caitlin Clark, it's not new. We saw it in college with those constant questionable calls. The girl couldn't catch a break. Seems like there's a bucket full of envy following this young baller. You see it on the court, hear it in how opponents talk about her. In the WNBA, it's like Team Caitlin or Team Not Caitlin. No middle ground. But hey, that's the life of a superstar, right? Tons of love from fans, but just as much hate from the haters. Being that impactful forces people to pick a side. Here's the twist though. It's not just opponents and fans throwing shade. Even some WNBA veterans, the respected OGs, seem hesitant to embrace her. Now, I'm all for healthy competition, but this feels different. Shouldn't we be raising a glass to a future legend? I guess Serena Williams doesn't think that after the shade she threw at Clark at the ESPYs event.
Sylvester's Comprehensive Cancer Center, and the V Foundation.
So, Serena cracks a joke about Caitlin being the Larry Bird of women's basketball, an amazing player with Indiana ties, and, well, super popular with white people. The crowd goes wild, gotta admit, it was a funny line. But what does that really mean though? Well, doesn't matter though, because Caitlin actually ended up winning all 3 categories she was nominated for. Now that's a way to respond to a little playful teasing. It's got 5 ESPYs total now, adding to the 2 she got last year. Talk about a champion.
It's Caitlin Clark. I just wanted to say thank you for this recognition. Obviously, I could not be there tonight. I'm a little bit busy in Indianapolis, but this award means a lot not only to myself, but to my teammates and coaches that I had at the University of Iowa.
Now you would think someone that good would get selected for the US Olympic team, but turns out Caitlin didn't even make the cut. When Coach Cheryl Reeve, who also leads the USA national team, was asked about it, she basically shut down the reporter's questions about Caitlin Clark. I mean, all the reporter wanted to know was about Clark's future with the national team, but Reeve wasn't having it. Maybe the national team coaches missed the memo, because here in the WNBA, Caitlin's a game changer. Tickets are selling out really fast, ratings are going up, and even the fans are buzzing. Why? Because she's putting on a show unlike anything the WNBA has ever seen. We're talking rookie records shattered left and right. 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game? Ridiculous. And get this, she's not even playing at full capacity yet. Once that killer 3-point shot starts falling consistently, these numbers are gonna be legendary.
That's what Krista Gerlich told me about you at Texas Tech. They wanted the offensive foul, not gonna get it. Caitlin Clark with her 3rd from beyond the arc. Wheeler, career high assist per game, best assist to turnover ratio in her career last season. Clark gets away with a little push, fall away, buries it.
Now, let's be honest, dominating the game for years, racking up accolades and hype, that's bound to turn some heads, especially when you consider she's already the NCAA's all-time scoring leader. Not just for women, but for men too. Most points per game, most triple-doubles, most points in a season. The list goes on, and she achieved all this without a powerhouse team backing her up. She led Iowa to back-to-back championship appearances with what some might call a ragtag crew. That's pure talent and leadership right there. But here's the thing, an excellent college career doesn't guarantee WNBA greatness. Michael Jordan might have had a championship in college, but he didn't become the MJ we know and love by staying put. Caitlin's going to have to prove herself at the pro level to be considered an all-timer, no question. But one can argue that she's on the right track, blazing a trail of her own, while simultaneously transforming the WNBA landscape. So it's no surprise that some folks might be feeling a little salty. We're talking about current players and even legends who didn't get the same level of hype back in their day. Look, they paved the way for stars like Caitlin. But she's taking things to a whole new level. Maybe it's the way she draws in fans, the record-breaking performances, or the total domination she displays on the court. Whatever it is, it's clear that Caitlin's success isn't sitting well with everyone. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all in the next one.